guys, welcome to our lesson 4, which is going to be on intervals. I hope you are practicing all the exercises that we've been doing so far, especially the fingering exercise, because it's that exercise that it's going to perfect your fingers on the piano. So guys, today we're talking on intervals, like I said before. So what on earth is an interval? So an interval is just the distance between two notes. It could be from C to C sharp and what have you. So I'm going to show you a diagram, and on that diagram we have the names of the intervals, and I will explain them, and thereafter I'll show you how to apply them on the piano. So guys, let's check it out. So like on the first column, we see the names of the corresponding intervals, and the second column we have the corresponding number of semitones, and the third column we have their corresponding notes. So in this tutorial, we're going to focus our root note on key C. So we take our root note as key C, as C. Now major second will be D. And like for example, we'll take our root note to be maybe F. We have our major second to be G. So the first interval we're going to be talking about, guys, is the unison. So unison is just when you press a key twice. We press C and we remain there. That's unison. Our second interval is the minor second, and it's when you move away or above C to the next note, which is C sharp or D flat, and we call that distance. It's actually a semitone. Like we defined a semitone in our last lessons. A semitone is when we move from a key to another key without skipping any. That is semitone. So we are moving from C to C sharp without skipping any key. So it's a semitone above C or away from C. So our next interval is the major second, the major second. Then we have also the next interval, which is the minor third. We have the major third. We have the perfect fourth, and we have the augmented fourth, or the tritone, or diminished fifth. This interval is known as an evil interval or a strange interval, probably because many people find it difficult to sing on this interval, and that's why it was being given that name. So we also have our next interval, which is the perfect fifth. We have the next, which is the minor sixth. We have the major sixth. We have the minor seven. We have the major seven, and the last one, which is the perfect octave. So the perfect octave, and when we have the perfect octave, the circle continues, and that's the circle of life, the note cycle. So guys, let's come back to our piano. So welcome back. So like I said, the first interval is the unison, and unison is when you press a key and you remain there. That's it twice. So that's a unison. So our second interval was the minor second. So we set one semitone away from C. So this is how we apply our major second. So that's it, guys. The third interval, which is the major second. So if we move, like we've seen the number of corresponding semitones, 2 semitones. So we move this one semitone from C, 1 and 2. So 2 semitones. So that's our major second, which is D. So one of my students asked me a question like, which key is a major or a minor on the keyboard? So guys, don't bother much about that, but there is nothing like a major or minor on, like a note is a major or a minor. It's something it's major or minor when it is being measured with respect to another. Like for example, we are measuring, let's say for example, D with respect to C. So if you're moving from C to D, D here is actually a major second when compared to C. Now we are moving from F maybe to D, F to D. You see that D will be seen as a major seed. So something can only be a major or minor when it is being measured with respect to or compared with respect to another. So our next interval is the minor third. So this is how we play a minor third. It's actually 3 semitones away from D or above C. So or we play it lower or in the next octave. Okay, our next interval is the major third. Major third is it's a 4 semitones away from C. This C, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are major, which is E. So we play it like this. We'll play it lower. Or at times you play it, if you play it higher like this, this is another way of playing it. Many people use this in worship, especially with the left hand. Then we move to a perfect fourth. Perfect fourth is 5 semitones away from C or above C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's like this. We play it lower, or we can play in the next octave. Okay, we also have let's now talk about that even interval. So the even interval is 6 semitones away from away from C rather. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or you play it lower. You see, when playing it lower, you see that it's just like a reflection, because the number of semitones playing it lower is just equal to that when you play it up. So when you play it down, it's the same. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the next note is the perfect fifth. So most bassists, those who play bass guitar, this is their best interval that they use. So it's actually 7 semitones away from G. Okay, play it lower, or you can play in the next octave if you want. So the next one is the minor seed. The minor seed is 8 semitones away from C. We play it lower. Okay, we have the major seed as well. Major seed is 9 semitones away from C or above C. We play it lower. Okay, I use it as well in worship. Yeah, many people use it, this particular interval in worship. Like for example, when I'm going to the seat, I do something like this. So it just sounds very beautiful. We move over to the next interval, which is the minor seventh. The minor seven is 10 frets away, 10, I keep saying fret, 10 semitones away from C. So this is it. Or you play it like this. Yeah. The next interval is the major 7, which is this. Or you play it lower. Yeah. And the last but not the least is the perfect octave. The perfect octave, which is 12 semitones away from C rather. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we play it lower. So many people use this in worship. I use it in worship as well, like what I did from the beginning. So I did something like this. Sounds so very beautiful, man. It sounds so good, and that's how we apply intervals. So guys, that's it. That's what I had for you today.